Well, this thing says I'm live.
Looks like you are.
I've seen Sampy's been in there, ain't seen nobody else. Must be a lot going on this Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. If it don't pick up soon, I'll probably just go ahead and end it out and say, well, give it a nice try. Ain't nobody showing up.
They'll be trickling in here soon.
Well,
Supper, lunch, and hotel.
see what that's about.
It's added. Been lurking the whole time, like out loud.
Uh-huh. Howdy, howdy. I forgot where my little avatar thing is. So put up my little Roman.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on your camera thing.
Here's my solo layout. Here's my microphone.
When you click your camera thing, turn your camera off, the avatar should come on.
Let's find out. There it is.
Yeah, Piggy couldn't use that on his restream.
Couldn't figure out how to do it on Restream. A lot of stuff on Restream, you got to pay for it to get it.
I tried restream.
I was not impressed. Everybody going to it because they're talking about how StreamYard was going to start making you pay for this and pay for that. Well, I went to Restream and everything that I want to do on StreamYard, you have to pay for it on Restream.
Yeah.
So I just come back to StreamYard. I get a better picture. You got to pay for it on Restream to get a better picture. Put my little avatar thing up. Can't figure out how to do it on Restream. You can get knocked out easy on Restream.
I'm saying.
A lot of the other little options that it shows for you to be able to do on the right hand side, a lot of them you have to pay to get. Well, once you go into, you get messed up on something, you have to come all the way out and go back in and start over.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pain in the patootie.
They're all pain in the patootie.
So I'd rather stick with StreamYard where I can get what I want to do without all that mess.
I'm of the opinion, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. Well, everybody was talking about Restream and how good it was. I thought I'd check it out. Sorry, folks, it ain't better than StreamYard.
So how's Avid doing tonight? Or today, or whatever it is?
Yeah, everybody has a preference, but like I said, in order to get the clear picture I get on StreamYard on Restream, I have to pay for it.
Avid said he's tired. I bet you are. I know you worked a long day yesterday.
Slot of note. Alrighty then.
But NATV. It's a slot of NAPD.
Okay, so that's an A, so that'd be
Naps.
slot of naps. Okay. Naps have a slot. I'm presuming a time slot.
Hey, I took a nap this afternoon.
So did I. I probably should have went earlier.
I probably shouldn't have went at all. I was having weird dreams.
Oh,
I don't remember them. I just know they were weird.
oh. Well, I get that. I get that real good.
Hey, Melinda.
There's Melinda Dobson coming in to join the fray. I just do things this way.
They walk this way.
Talk while they see my biggest piddles.
Works for me.
Well, I really don't know much what to talk about right now. I know what I could talk about. Looks better, don't it, Melinda?
I think Piggy likes that little avatar.
Huh?
So I think you like that little avatar.
I do. I think it was Lori Carp that made that typo, and it just sparked that little idea in my head.
Yeah.
I think it's great. So it works for me. Could have ordered an 18-ply vacuum seal bag just for Piggy. But you're going to make sure all my flavor don't come out, aren't you?
Make sure it holds the flavor in. Hold the flavor in.
Right. Everybody got to have aspirations.
My aspirations are to finish this cookbook here in just a few minutes.
Get it done, get it out the way.
That's it. I'm
Fine.
almost finished with it.
Finally.
Yes.
Should have had that done long ago.
I normally would have had it done in January or February. I just got trouble with the feeling good. Just didn't have any unction to get up and do it.
Right. I understand.
So now that I got the unction to get up and get it done, I'm about maybe an hour away from having it finished.
Right.
If not soon.
As a yup, no punctures either. It won't be from the inside because the way I kind of understand it, you're going to make sure everything's softened up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
If you don't know, I don't know.
I know. Ain't that sad? Melt in the mouth. Yeah, I'm never mind. Do that like that. That'll work better. Well, let's see. Got to go do a thing Tuesday. Shower up for that Monday. And then we're going to go do a thing either Saturday or Sunday. Smothered in backbite sauce. Not today, I don't think. She told Aline last night. What she tell you last night?
Probably.
Yeah.
She told me she wouldn't be in there last night. She said it about today.
She going through a lot. She might just not have the energy right now. Remember I told y'all she had to cancel that cruise. The way she was talking, the outlook is not good. A special order of hot peppers coming in. What kind of peppers? What kind of peppers you going to have coming in? Knowing you probably like some others out there, you like those really hot peppers. Those are so hot, I don't know how anybody can taste any flavor out of them. Some of those, like Johnny Small Pepper, likes to get a hold of. Now I get now that Johnny can. It's just one of those people that doesn't really feel the heat that much. He must have an asbestos lined digestive system from mouth down. Well, there's Katie Spirit. There's Josie.
Hey, Josie. Hey, Kathy.
Howdy. How are y'all today? It's been a little cold yesterday, last night, and today. I am wearing a light flannel top or
Please.
long john. Is that no? It ain't fleece. That's long john top.
Oh, okay. That's
Gray long john top shirt over my t-shirt.
He's wearing a Henley.
A what?
A Henley.
That's what that's called?
Yep.
Okay. I just know it's a long sleeve shirt that's long john top and is warm. Turn the fan off in here. I've got the fan in yonder on low and adjusted its position to not blow directly inside here. Got the AC up on 74. May put that on 75. Ain't no sense in having it down that much. Ah, well, you know, a lot of people have different things going on. That's just how it is sometimes. There, you can catch Piggy. Nope, I'm good. Don't need no fire, especially if you're nearby. If you're nearby, I know I'd be soon to be going in that fire. I like the heat off the fire, but not from the inside the fire experience. One of the reasons why I look forward to going up instead of down when I die. Don't want to be in no fire. I want to be someplace comfortable. Now, let's see. Whole lot going on up on the hill. There's scandal after scandal after scandal coming out. Elon Omar is involved in a $250 million scandal. Tim Walz and others out that way are involved in a $700 million Medicaid scandal. Well, Abbott, it depends on what aspect of life we're talking about. Whether I trust you or not. This piggy certainly ain't going to be going out in no woods and happen across a Bigfoot who might be hungry. Let's see what else. Apparently, some folks are shocked that Elon Musk is donating to Republicans and MAGA. Make two huge donations. I'm not. I'm thinking because him and Trump supposedly had a fallout that he wouldn't be going that route. Yeah, he would. Him, like Trump, is like the founding fathers. The founding fathers sunk their entire fortunes into making this country a thing. And without that, this country would never have gotten off the ground. Yeah, well, it seems like you'd have plenty around as much meat you always cutting up, cooking, and putting away. I know you're a big fan, but I know you can't eat all that at once. Yeah, people seem to be freaked out because Elon donated to Republicans and MAGA. I still say that falling out was a hoax pulled on the Democrats and others to get their minds on something else, distract them from other things that Trump has been able to accomplish because of it. But Elon knew when he first started supporting MAGA that he was going to take a hit on his business. I wouldn't feed one. Give a Yeti or a Bigfoot a little nibble. They're so big and could eat so much. They'd come back around for more, and I wouldn't have more, and then they'd be looking at me and be going, you look like a snack.
He don't want to be a snack. He wants to eat a snack.
That's it. Let's see. AOC is facing potential legal troubles. Michelle Obama is around again at the divorce between him and Obama. They actually going to be a thing. They're playing around like they was trying to deny that coming. Just 600 pounds? I thought Bigfoots and Yetis weighed more than that. Allegedly, there's some really big things. Katie Spirit likes to go fishing for trolls.
Ridge troll, mountain troll, swamp troll. What kind of troll?
YouTube trolls.
Oh, okay.
Sappy.
I think I'd rather deal with a mountain troll.
So that's a young adult one. Avid.
Hey, Sappy.
A Bigfoot is probably no more than a big grizzly bear, and somebody saw it at an odd angle between some trees standing on its hind legs and thought they were seeing something different. Of course, then, they'd been close enough to see something like that through the trees at an odd angle, and it had been a grizzly bear. They might not have made it back to talk about it. That big old grizzly would have caught them and had some fun with them.
So I think the Lord gave me sense to stay out of the woods.
Reminds me of the joke of the hunter out in the woods come across one, and the hunter was at his mercy more or less, and the man prayed to God to hope it was a Christian bear and spare his life. Well, it was a Christian bear, all right. It kneeled down and prayed to God, "Oh Lord, thank you for this bountiful meal I'm about to receive."
Wasn't that something like the atheist, whatever, said, look, said, God, if you're real, let this be a Christian bear?
Yeah, oh Lord, thank you for this bountiful meal I'm about to receive.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Yep. Let's see, what else been going on up there I can think of? A whole bunch of stuff. Democrats and others up there trying to hide illegals from ICE and from justice. Saw one where Judge Janine was talking about one they've been trying to get a hold of. It had been deported 4 times already, was already back and was working on the Hill as a gardener or something. So they waiting on him to get off work. He got off work. He went inside where they made it to where ICE couldn't come in there and get him. I'm sorry, but Tom Homan and ICE is on a federal mandate directly from the President of the United States. To me, I don't care where they got to go in order to get these illegals. I don't care what any other authority says or tries to do. They ain't got no authority against ICE because ICE is on a mandate. That's their job. Go ahead and get them, boys. Now, is it tragic in a lot of cases for some of them? Yeah, it is. They've come over here, they've made full lives, been here 20, 30 years. Well, the way I see it, they've been here 20, 30 years. They've had plenty of time to make things right. And they never bothered. And they never bothered to make things right for their kids who were youngins when they come over here. And their youngins, when they got old enough, never bothered to make things right. They've had plenty of time. With a slap in the face to all those who did it right. For illegals to be able to stay here and get benefits that are supposed to be going to American citizens and not illegals. That may make some folks really teed off at me for saying that. Go to another country and try to do what they do here. Try to go illegally into Mexico, China, Russia, Japan. You think they're going to let you stay and live off the government there? Oh, no. They're going to find you no matter where you are. They're going to stuff you, cuff you, and send you back over here after you spend a little time in their jail system. Amy, how you doing, darling? There's a song with Amy. Amy. Yeah, there's a song with that in there. What you gonna do? Let's see. Tina at Rainy Ridge met up with and had a live with Dale and Lisa last night. I went back and watched some of the replay on that. 15, 20 minutes of it. Yep, that's a song Lori sings. Yep. Good song, too. Who sings that? Eagles?
I don't know.
Might have to look that up. Yes, ma'am. That's what a lot of these changes are, is just fulfilling God's word. He knew all this stuff was going to happen because he done wrote it. It's in there. All you got to do is read it. Everything we see today are things that God wrote about. Mama Bear.
Hang on there.
How you doing, youngin'? I've been sitting here talking about some of the scandals going up on the hill. Ilhan Omar, Tim Walz, Medicaid. Anything you want it to be, I'm just kind of all over the place. Mooch and Obama might actually be getting divorced. There's a hint about that going on. Benny had something on that. Not that I really care. As far as I'm concerned, a man and a man cannot get a divorce from a marriage. It cannot exist because marriage is between a man and a woman, period. Mama Bear, I don't think I have to get you started. I think you've been sitting there running the entire time. Way I see you post some stuff on Facebook here and there. You're already on the ready. All you gotta do is you're just sitting there at the red light waiting for the light to turn green. For supper, I don't know. She fixed me a quick little bologna sandwich before I came on here because I took a nap and wanted a little something to eat. Well, that's a good thing, Mama Bear. Just keep putting that truth out there.
I don't know what I'm gonna fix for supper.
There's a lot of Democrats out there starting to wake up to it. They've been starting to wake up to it for quite a while. Every time I get on OK Rick or one of them, they keep showing me more and more black men that are like, yo, hold up. Wait a minute. You left us up there, you're out of your freaking mind. Fetterman is talking in ways that's got people thinking he's going to be going independent, which would take it one more away from Democrats. Democrats all up in arms about Texas redistricting everything. Well, Mama Bear, just like Katie referenced some scripture. All things in God's time, not ours. Everything has a purpose and a reason and a purpose. There's a reason for everything and a purpose for it. There's a purpose for everything and a reason for that purpose. Adams going independent. Don't know Adams. Well, mine wasn't fried. It was straight out the fridge with some mustard. Rita!
Hey, Miss Rita.
How is that limping old farmer out there? Erica. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, he ain't got much choice. He had to give up some stuff in order to be able to stay out of jail. Because Trump was going to get him. But that's good. Because he's also saying how messed up it is. Well, Rita, I kind of don't blame him. If I can deal with it, I keep going. So I understand. It's like my neck when I took that final blow to it. It took 2 months for Elaine to wait until I decided to go see something about it, and then we found out I should have been dead. You'd be right, Mama Bear. But they're slowly but surely getting to those who called those shots. Nowadays, they might, Rita. I'll give you an example, Miss Rita. For around 15 years, I was on a CPAP. At that time, when I got it, I was working pretty decent, had great insurance. They paid for pretty much all of it. The sleep tests and the machine and all like that. My machine was still doing okay, but Elaine had come across some information that vitamin B12 is often the answer for many out there who suffer from sleep apnea. So she got some, and I started taking it. And about a month later, I was thinking about coming off the CPAP. Well, as things would have it, one night, apparently God saw that I wasn't ready to give up my CPAP. And so the thing just wouldn't start. I figure the transformer in the cord gave out. I didn't have another one. So I slept that night without my CPAP for the first time in about 15 years. I slept like a rock. Catfish dog. Well, that sounds like a good thing there, dog. Sit there and enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Hey, Tim.
So, that machine, Miss Rita, I think cost about $6,000 itself. It took $6,000 for the sleep studies. When the answer was a $20 bottle of B12. And I've not been back on a CPAP since.
Yeah, he's been off of it now for almost 4 years.
You know, when they first come out with that C word, I knew it was BS. Because corona was simply a more scientific name for the common cold or flu. Yeah, they messed with it a little bit. But, so it was really just a really bad cold. It's really all it amounted to. And all the social distancing and all like that. Well, if you're outside, you got sunshine going on. It was known to be killed on contact from sunlight. Taking vitamin D3, you're getting it inside you. That is like liquid sunshine. It's going to kill the germ on contact. Things that did show would kill it and cure it were taken off the shelves. So like all those people in New York that died from the respirators and stuff like that, those respirators were being handled by people who weren't qualified to run them, and they were jacking them up, causing people's lungs to burst. They died. So those people up there committed murder. Hey, that works.
I'm all bad. I'm glad I didn't do any vaccines either.
Yeah, so I knew all that was bunk from the start.
Everybody I know that has taken that vaccine has had it multiple times.
And still get it. Still get the C word.
Yeah. I mean,
see, and another thing, the mask thing was bunk. They found out in 1918 with the Spanish flu that the mask made it worse. You might ask, well, now, how would the mask make it worse? It's simple. All a germ needs to thrive is a nice, warm, moist place to be nurtured. Well, your breath is hot, your breath is moist, it gets caught in the mask, the germ gets in it. Well, by the time it comes loose from the mask and you breathe it in, you've got a full-blown live germ already coming into your system, hits you harder and quicker. But see, now here's the thing on that. That applies to every single germ that's flying around out there in the atmosphere. You can get around somebody who has had something that is dormant in them and they're immune to, but you ain't never had it. Guess what? You're going to get it too, because it's going to get caught in your mask and it's going to be nurtured. And when you get it in, it's going to be a full-blown germ. And you're going to be wondering, how in the world did you get that disease? It's because the mask is an incubator. It will incubate those germs. And if you hadn't had that particular germ before in your life, you're going to get it, not just the C word. That's why the mask makes it worse. And I know I sound like a hypocrite sitting here wearing one, but I wear one simply for the piggy thing. I do not wear one otherwise. Right, Miss Rita? Elaine believes I had it before it all went down, but I never lost my sense of taste. Didn't lose my sense of smell, what I got of it. I ain't never had a good sense of smell. You know, and I believe a lot of that loss of senses of smell and whatnot wasn't because of the C word, but because they said that was one of the side effects. And people are so weak these days, the government tells them that, and this is what's funny. People will say they don't trust the government no further than they can tell them, but a major thing goes down, and the government says, oh, boom, here's this, here's that, oh, be scared. It affects people psychologically, so psychologically, they lose their sense of smell. The hospital would have killed her because she's older. That was the whole point. Fauci designed something that was designed to kill off the weak, old or young. It was nothing less than a depopulation effort. Exactly. A lot of people didn't get to see their relatives in the hospital. I know of one. Caused me a real bad time in life one time. Died of the same kind of cancer that Elaine had. Wasn't able to see her mama in the hospital because of the C word. She died as a result. It's one reason why I don't like knowing what becomes of people that do me wrong, because God's going to fight my battles. And God, sooner or later, will allow things to happen for you to pay for the things you've done in life. So you took the jab, you took chances. She's got a cousin that was real young, 30s, early 30s. We believe she took it. She stood up one day to do something. She dropped dead on the spot.
Yeah, she had just had her 31st birthday. And she died on her brother's birthday, which was 14 days after hers.
Yeah.
She had to have it for her job. She didn't have a choice on whether or not to take it.
That's what the C word was all about, is they were trying to kill off the weak and augment your DNA. That's why they insisted everybody take the jab and the boosters. Now, some of those people that died from it, they found stuff in their blood veins that weren't supposed to be there. Sort of like strips of plastic or something. that was a direct result of the vaccine and the boosters. You had late teen athletes in high schools dying as a direct result of the vaccine and the boosters. RFK, they've done linked one or two vaccines for something, or some kind of drug, to autism.
Hepatitis B.
Hepatitis B.
Yeah.
Well, Katie, the thing is, that's exactly what that thing was. It was an experiment to see how many people of different physiologies they could kill off with that thing. It was about killing off the old and the weak.
Yeah, that was a lot of it, Miss Reed. A lot of people, you had to make the choice whether to get it or lose your job. That's what they had over everybody.
Yeah. Well, Ms. Rita, for one, I'm not monetized. For two, it's been coming out on other bigger channels and everything. So if they wanted to do something on my channel, I just make a different one. Yeah. But now you ain't got to worry about it as much. Facebook's done some things to censor some of my stuff. And on the complaint I sent them, I told them, I said, look, I thought y'all was supposed to be done with all that. I said, that's called censorship. Now, I don't care if it hurts your little feelings. It don't give you a right to censor me. Well, that's a good thing, Katie. Don't take no more. Don't fall for nothing like that no more. The bad thing was all the doctors out there went along with it because they have to do what the AMA tells them to do, whether it's true or not. That means they toss their Hippocratic oath out the window for money. And the Holy Ghost, if you got the Holy Ghost residing in you, when they tell you something that ain't right, the Holy Ghost will give you that feeling down in here. Let you know something ain't right. Well, Katie, it could have. I understand the need for truth. But here's the thing about that. Doing some research from different venues will help you discover that truth. Knowing who to trust as far as what's coming out and being said. I knew it to be bunk from the get-go. I don't know if I knew you then. Because if I had, you might have heard me speak about it in roundabout ways. Find people you can trust. Now, these outlets like Benny Johnson, OK Rick, the Officer Tatum, Professor Nez, they're hardcore journalists. They're not journalists in the sense that, they went to journalism school. But they've got BS meters that rival my own. And so they dig. Professor Nez is an actual professor. He retired from that to go on and do what he's doing now. And the Officer Tatum, he is a former police officer. And he's got one heck of a BS meter. OK Rick is a young black man, smart as they come. Knowledge is power. Study up on it. If you don't quite understand something, get with somebody who might. Talk with them about it. Get with me. I'll talk with you about it. And listen to some of those I listed off. Yeah, Mama Bear, we love Benny, don't we? ALX doing his AI stuff on there is just absolutely awesome. Yeah, that's finally coming out that they've got solid, hard evidence on it being Hillary and the Russians colluding to try to stop Trump, not help him. Hardcore evidence is out there. Just filled out 2 vacation time offs. Oh, you're going to take 2 vacations? You're going to take them back to back or at different times? But yeah, the administrator, you had to be careful of what you said because it was either what the leftists wanted said or you got censored. Hopefully, Mama Bear, they're coming. Hopefully. I won't say that as a guaranteed fact, but you got to keep in mind these things are so convoluted, they got to be extremely careful about how they go about taking these people down. So, and as far as Barry, I believe he deserves the only sentence that is supposed to be for treason. It's called something made out of hemp or a 30-cent piece of lead, if you know what I mean. I think somebody said that he alluded to the fact they couldn't get him for treason because he wasn't actually from here. So that's number one. That's him admitting he was not from here, which means his entire presidency is null and void, which means everything that happened during his presidency should be put in the trash can and start over. Yep, I've done that. It's called 4 years of Marine Corps, signed that blank check. I was ready. I never got the opportunity, but I was ready. Getting used to civilian life for a few years after coming out was kind of difficult. I didn't go through nothing like our non-vets went through, but let's just say I had some examples of my ability to restrain myself being severely tested. There's one boy at the place I worked, I came this close to his nose before I was able to stop myself. He had an uncle that was a Vietnam vet, had PTSD, and his family liked to do things to him to cause him to go into flashbacks. I told that boy, I said, one of these days y'all gonna wake up, find yourself dead because he'll not be able to restrain himself. He'll go into a flashback that he's just not coming out of, and he's going to see you as Charlie, and bye-bye. You find out how quick the man can move. So what that boy did to me, he finally pulled a stunt on me one night. He was behind me at my desk. These big old touching machines going, you can't hear nothing. And he spooked me from behind me. I was up, turned around, chair moved out the way, and my fist that far away from his nose before I could stop. He's just standing there laughing. So I had to tell my boss, I said, y'all either move him or I can't guarantee that the next time I won't hurt him. And it'll be your fault because I've asked you to move him or do something about it, and you won't. So the next time, I said, it was close this time, and I was finally able to restrain myself. I said, but it was that close. I said, I can't guarantee the next time I won't. Can't guarantee the next time I'll be able to restrain myself, and he's going to be hurt. The next night, they had him moved to an entirely different department. Because if it come down to it, I'd let it be known. I'd ask them to move him or do something about him. They wouldn't do it. And he done wore me down to where I finally wasn't able to restrain myself. As hard as I tried. So, anywho, that's how that goes.
No, I apologize for not talking much.
She been working on her book and other stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this cookbook finished up.
But anyway, since you do know us now, Katie, you have questions on stuff, ask me. And if I don't know it, I'll get you hooked up with some folks that do know stuff. Or I will look into it myself. And I'll give you an example of things. There's a little girl having abdominal problems. And because of her mama's history and her grandmama's history, I knew what it was right off the bat. It was her gallbladder needed to be removed. Well, no, we're not going to go to that extreme. I mean, no sense of putting her through that kind of trauma. Okay, we'll do it your way. A year later, they were rushing the little girl for emergency surgery to have that gallbladder removed. It came out half rotten. They put her through more trauma over a year, trying other things, rather than looking hard at what the problem actually was. It was all about insurance money. Get to do all their little experiments and tests instead of getting right down to the brass tacks of things and taking care of the problem. Her mother had to have her gallbladder removed close to the same age, and her grandmother had 2 gallbladders. Duh! Common denominator. So, and as you do that research and gather that knowledge, the Holy Spirit will guide you towards that knowledge. Elaine's had plenty of stuff pop up in front of her computer for stuff, in front of her on her computer for stuff that we wound up starting using because it helped things we were going through. That's God doing that. You know? So, anyway, all that stuff was bunk. I think Fauci should have to face the death penalty for the scale of the amount of murder he caused and others that were involved with it. And a lot of people may not like it. Oh, we're supposed to be Christian. We're not supposed to be wanting death penalty. No, we are. If somebody breaks the law to such an extent, that's right, Katie. Exactly right. But, you know, because you think about it, if somebody, which is more inhumane. A lot of people argued the humaneness of the death penalty. Which is more humane? To give somebody the death penalty, have it carried out fairly quickly to solve the problem and show people, we ain't playing no more. You commit these kinds of crimes in such heinous ways, you get the death penalty. You're going bye-bye quickly. One, that's going to deter such crimes, cause such crimes to go down dramatically. And two, as far as the humaneness of it, which is more humane? Like a rabid dog, put them out of their misery, or cage them up for 50 years, feeding them 3 hots in a cot, knowing they can't get out. And there's money you have to spend on that in order to do that. Don't nobody want to be confined in such a way and be put through tons of people who are going to try to exact their own 2 cents worth of justice out of that person, causing some kind of hardship in their life because they can for what they did. It's kind of like having an animal that, like say a dog, good dog, somebody takes and encroaches on their space or encroaches on their territory of people they're trying to protect because that's their job. When somebody gets hurt because they provoked the dog gets put in a cage, and until it's put to death, people poke at it and aggravate it and all like that. That's what they do to humans in prison. So if you have a lot more of them, they have a lot more years in order to do it. So you got to ask yourself, which is more humane? Letting them live, such as it is in that kind of life, or putting them out of their misery, doing 2 things: being humane to the offender and sending a message that you do this, you die, causing the rate of crime for that particular crime to go dramatically down. And I do mean dramatically down. Oh, I don't know who said that, Katie, but it's a good saying. So anyway, when you look at things from proper perspectives, you start finding out, as far as not supposed to be for the death penalty as a Christian. Well, as a Christian, we're not supposed to judge. We're supposed to forgive. It don't matter how bad a thing somebody has done. They're supposed to be taken before the justice system, be made to answer for their actions. And whatever sentence is handed down by the judge is what's supposed to be. There's some things that's supposed to be an automatic death sentence. Treason on the level a lot of those people up on the hill have been doing, the only sentence for that kind of treason is the death penalty. Well, you pray for them, you forgive them for what they've done, but they still have to be made to answer for what they've done. That's another thing the Bible says, obey the laws of the land. Well, there you go. And it's proven that the death penalty will cause crime rates to go down quicker, faster than anything else. There's a lot of those felons out there laugh about whatever time you're going to give them because they know they ain't going to have to worry about food or whatnot, and they know how to game the system inside and get different things they're not actually supposed to have and have them anyway. Cell phones still get in there, drugs still get in there. Why? Some of them folks are drug dealers. They got money on the outside. They send a little bit to this guard or that guard. Boom, they've got what they want. Yeah, well, I don't like Bush either. And that saying's been around a lot longer than him. I remember that saying from when I was youngin' myself. Bush is as corrupt as the rest of the leftists up on that hill. Some things that got pointed out. When major functions where all the former presidents are supposed to attend, who hung out with each other and who didn't? Obama, Bush, Clinton. Who else was it? Carter. They all hung out with each other. You would think if they were so diametrically opposed politically and philosophically, Bush wouldn't have been hanging around with them, but he was. Bush wouldn't talk to Trump or get close to Trump at that one funeral, Carter's funeral, I think it was. He avoided Trump. Didn't even have a handshake for him.
Okay, I looked up that about the fool me once. So this is from Grammarist. I don't know if it's true or not. It says, fool me once, shame on you. Is attributed to a politician, Anthony Weldon, in 1650.
Long time ago.
But Stephen King gets the credit for it by using it in a book called, since the first appearance of proverb is from a book called The Court Character of King James by Anthony Weldon, 1651. But it says Stephen King gets the credit is attributed to it to Stephen King. So I don't know, I think it's from the book by Anthony Weldon in 1651.
Okay. Well, Katie Spirit, there's your answer. What's the name of that book he wrote?
And I just shut it down.
Well. So anyway, I didn't look like Bush when he ran for president. He did a couple of things as president. I thought, well, okay, well, maybe I was wrong. A few years later, I found out, nope, I was right the first time. The money he's got is from his wife. Because his wife owned the oil, not him. So a lot of things he did with oil was of great interest to her. A lot of bad actors throughout history in America that caused a lot of things that are going today. But at the same time, I had to revert back and say, well, that would not have happened if God had not allowed it. So it was by God's design that it had to happen. Don't feel bad for that, Katie. I make them all the time. This finger right here, there's sometimes I'll go to press one thing, and right before I press it, that finger will go, whoop, press something over here. So my fingers don't like to actually work well with me. So I make a lot of typos and have to go back and backspace a lot of it, try it again. backspace a lot of it, try it again until I finally get it right. I hadn't heard that one yet, but it wouldn't surprise me. Mama Bear. Oh, so they'd be cousins by so many multiples of times removed.
Yeah.
Oh, don't say that, Katie Spirit. Like my daddy used to say, everybody got one in the woodpile somewhere. Now, that's kind of a R-type phrase from an R-type generation, but it's true. My granddaddy, there was a split between my granddaddy and his brother. Why? My granddaddy found out that dark chocolate was mighty nice. But you get right down to it, Katie Spirit, we're all related all the way back from Adam and Eve. And then again through Noah, because he was a different genetic makeup to restart the human race with some differences in the programming of the DNA. Well, it's true. There's a lot of people had to hide their relationships way back when because it just was not societally acceptable. If it got found out, you got ostracized very badly. You know, I dated me a black woman once. Hey, you're a pretty nice woman in some ways. She was what you call a red bone. Her skin was more brown than black, but it was like a creamy coffee color brown. She's a pretty woman. Right, Evan? The trouble comes in, and I firmly believe this is why God had separations between the races, is because there are extremely minute differences in the genetic makeup of each race. And when you start mixing those, you're going to eventually start having problems. It's just like, you know, brothers and sisters, other very closely related family members are not supposed to have relationships, especially those which bear children. Because eventually, they're going to start coming out stupid and ugly. Well, it's the same between mixed races. Eventually, there's going to be medical problems come up that you're going to have an extremely hard time dealing with because that's not how things were supposed to be mixed. So, right, Melinda? and those that it could be seen were from such a union suffered a very hard life. I believe that's another reason why God put that separation in there. But it's more because of the genetics were not going to mesh well enough to still have a normal medical life. But he'll sort it all out. Everybody that's here is here because God said they were to be here. If they weren't, if God hadn't meant for them to be here, they wouldn't be here. So it's all according to God's plan. Always is, always has been, always will be. Ain't nothing we can do about it. Just got to live with it, go on. Just know that God knows what He's doing. So I love them all the same anyhow. They're still God's creation. So, y'all, with that said, y'all think about it. Piggy loves you.